Hello, welcome to Design Basics. In this video, we're going to discuss the Loft feature. Typically, you only need 2 sketches, but just to show you how complex you can make things, I'm going to actually use 5 sketches. But it's going to be the same principle no matter how many sketches you use. So here you can see I made a couple work planes. These two here are 2 inches offset from the YZ plane, and the one at the bottom here is 2 inches offset from the XY plane. So to start off with, we're going to actually make a sketch on the plane that's on the back, and we're going to make a circle that is going to be 0.375 in diameter. We're going to dimension it to be 2.5 inches away, and we're going to make sure that it's in line with the center line. Now that that's complete, we're going to make another sketch on this work plane, and we're going to make it a rectangle. So we're going to use the 2-point center. So we're going to have it centered about this here, and now we're going to dimension it. So we're going to make this 1 inch tall by 0.25 inches wide. And I'm going to show you something that's very interesting, because then you can actually utilize those dimensions again for another drawing. So I'm going to just make a big square. So as you can see, this is on a different plane. So now if I go and do dimension for this side, I can now click the height from the other sketch. Now it says D5 as that's what this dimension is. And now it is a function of this dimension. I can also do the same thing for this width. So now if I were to change, let's say, the height to 1.25, or if I want to change the width to 0.1875, it'll change it for both automatically. This just can add some less work to your designs if you have things you want to be the same in different sketches. Next, we're going to make one actually on the YZ plane, and this one's going to be a slot. So the slot's going to be something to that extent, and we're going to make it 1/8 minus a 32nd. We're going to make it a width of, let's say, 0.25. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a constraint. So it's centered with the center point here, and then I'm going to dimension it to be a height of 0.375. So now that we have that shape designed there, we're going to make one more sketch for the back end here. And we're going to actually utilize the circle that we did at the start as the same dimensions. So I'm going to first put the width of it away, or the dimension away from how far it's going to be. I'm going to make sure that it is in line with the center point. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the diameter equal to this one. So now if I were to change information down the road, it'll change symmetrically in this case. So now that we have all our sketches done, we're going to actually start using the Loft feature. The most important thing is your order of operations. I'm going to show you one way that's not going to work, and then I'll explain why. So if I go across here, and then I go to this one here, since it's such a sharp curve, it can't do it, and it can't calculate it. So it's trying to have a nice general curve to your dimensions. So if I delete the middle sketch, and choose this edge first, and then choose the second, you can see it's making a bit of an arc. It's going to calculate that. I choose this one, it makes another arc, and then if I choose this one here, it makes another arc again. So now that we have that all designed, we can now go into this, and now you have a pair of what looks like somewhat funky looking sunglasses. So you can see though, it has a nice curve that goes on the outer face here, but then you also have sharp edges that we can modify with radiuses or whatever we so choose in the long run. Alternatively speaking, we could actually even make a sketch off the back here, projecting both cut edges. And if we extended these by, let's say, 2 inches, we now have more of a basic shape for sunglasses. So this is one way of making changes to your designs to have more organic looking shapes. I'm just going to show you how you can change something in here if you ever wanted to modify something. So you have all these sketches here. So let's say, for instance, I want to change this sketch. I can go edit sketch, And let's say I decide to make this 0.25, and I want to make it a little bit taller by 1.5 inches. So now when I click Finish Sketch, it changed both sides automatically. So that's why it's very handy to have those sketches have the dimensions, in this case anyways, equal to each other in that way. Gives you that less work. So that's how you can use the Loft feature. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, this is Tyler with 3D Printer Store, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.